like we're out in the middle of it. We are. This stuff's on all three sides of my home. I walk outside and there's a haze. They're called bad air days. Folks, stay inside. Put your air conditioner on recirculation. Everything's just fine. Well, why do we need to lock ourselves up in our house? You really think that's going to cut it? Do you really think that's going to make the situation better? No, it's not. Where do you think the air comes from that's in the house? Outside the house. These people, they never cease to amaze me. The lack of humanity here. I know that my parish only makes up 2% of Louisiana's population, but does that make my people expendable? This is unacceptable. They are slowly poisoning every person that I've ever been close to in my entire life, and I'm standing here saying no more. Now, if I ruffle some feathers and make some people mad, so be it. I don't care. My people are more important to me than their bottom line. And that is my bottom line. So basically, this whole Ponies and Balloons Act, if someone does not come in and properly oversee this response, our marsh now is being used as a boom, an absorbent boom, a big giant sponge. It's on both sides of us. It will fill up. It is filling up constantly. We have heavy, heavy crude penetrating our marsh all over the place right now as we speak. They deploy and then they pull them back in when a politician comes in. This is not acceptable. They're not cleaning it up. They're covering it up. We're barely into this. This could go on for years and years, and they're already cutting costs, cutting corners, and taking shortcuts is why we're all sitting in this room today. Enough is enough. Now, as far as EPA, OSHA, NOAA, BP, and the federal government, that every one of us is in collaboration with each other. That comes from someone at the top of NOAA. That's the kind of people I've been talking to. That came from someone at the top of NOAA. That they're all in collaboration with BP. Are you serious? Who do these people work for? I thought these were our agencies to protect our better interests, our world, our earth, our lives. And what is going on here? Are we that dependent upon these banks to just roll over and let them poison our world and our people in it? This is unacceptable. A week after this started, they want to say nothing's going on, nothing's dying. A week after this started, I traveled 70 miles east of the original site. There was these shells floating all over the top of the water, hundreds of thousands of them. They were empty because they were dead. I've never seen a shell float in my life. Dead, a week after. 4 weeks ago, when the oil was projected to hit the west side of our peninsula, I was so mad after I went down to Pass Lucha and seen what wasn't being done there that I got in my boat, my time, and I took a trip. I also had Fox National News on my boat. I traveled from Red Pass 10 miles to Four Bayous, about 10 miles the east side of Grand Island. Now the oil was projected to hit that side of the peninsula that day. 30 miles. I did not run into one respawn boat. I did not run into one piece of boom, hard or soft. 150 feet of sandbags on a 30-mile stretch of shoreline. This is unacceptable. So I decided on the way back, well, let me just go out from the coast a little bit and see what's going on. I ran into oil 3/4 of a mile off our coast. Not sheen, crude. As I'm traveling along back towards Red Pass, I look over the Gulf and I notice that there's big swarms of birds. That's not unusual. I figured they was diving on bait, but what are they diving into the oil sheen? Of course, birds don't know any better. We traveled out towards the birds. I wanted to see what they were diving into. I want to know. As we get out to the birds, I don't know if you've been on the water much or if you've seen a big school of fish. They have like a boil in the water. It looks like a pot boiling. The fish boil the water if it moves. As we drift into it, it's big bull reds with their mouths open on top of the water, laying sideways, swimming upside down in a circle. Again, hundreds of thousands of them, school after school after school. They were dying. They were so disoriented that they were running into the side of my boat. That's a real good question. Fox National News swears it's on their website, but I've searched it up and down. I've even, you know what, I've got the cameraman's phone number in my purse right there. We can call him out there and find out exactly where it's at. I've called them and asked them for it over and over again, and they won't give it to me. You know what, everybody's saying a media blackout, a media blackout. Yes ma'am, there is a media blackout. Sydney, Australia, 60 Minutes came over and they did a real nice piece. I watched it on their website. The transcript is still there. 24 hours after the video hit the website, it disappeared. You know, as far as the fishermen can catch shrimp elsewhere comment, I want to make something real clear. We have been fighting imports and regulations for the last 20 years. They have regulated us to the point as commercial fishermen that my husband personally has 7 different permits. The only thing that my husband does not do is oyster. So if there's shrimp somewhere else, or we can use gillnet or whatever we need to use in order to provide a food source for this country, a natural way to feed people, then somebody point me in that direction and let me know where it is, because I've looked all over the place. I came back in 4.5 years ago and rebuilt from dirt because this is my home and I love Louisiana. I live right out in the middle of nowhere in the boondocks. The bottom line here is, if the country does not stand up and say no more, we must take action. We cannot sit back, and if this stuff does not stop, guys, this is going to go global. It will destroy 1/3 of the world's water. Bank on it. If they do not stop this, every ocean is connected. It will go on and on and on, as my daughter says, infinity plus 2. And that's enough. I'll take any questions after. Thank you for listening.
Mobile Broadcast News.